Hi students, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to discuss if-else statement. From the previous video we have learned simple if. So today we will discuss if-else. So the syntax of if-else statement is like this: if condition, then statement 1. When statement 1 will be executed? When the condition is true. When the condition is true, then only statement 1 will be executed. Okay, when the condition is true. When the condition is false, we can execute something. Okay, in simple if, when the condition is true, then only we are executing statement 1. At that time, when the condition is false, we were not executing any statement. But in if-else statement, we are executing some statement or a single statement when the condition is false. That statement we are adding with the else. Okay, statement 2. So when this condition is true, statement 1 will be executed, so statement 2 will not be executed, isn't it? Then when the condition is false, when this condition is false, statement 1 will be skipped. Okay, statement 1 is skipping and statement 2 is executing. Like that if else is working. Okay, then we can see some example. For simple if, we have seen the age program. Age program means when the age is greater than or equal to 18, the candidate can vote, and when the age is less than 18, candidate cannot vote, isn't it? Cannot vote. So the same example we can see today. Students, you can see that program. See the same program which we have discussed in the previous video. So that time we were using only simple if without using else. So in this program you can see we are using if and else statement. So with the if, we are writing the condition. When this condition is true, it will print eligible to vote. When this condition will become true, when we are giving the value of age more than 18, suppose we given the value 20 to this variable age, so what will happen? 20 greater than or equal to 18, that will be the condition. That condition is true, so it will print eligible to vote on the terminal window. At the same time, this else part will be skipped because this condition is true. When the condition will become false, when the variable age has a value less than 18, isn't it? So here the condition will be 15 greater than or equal to 18. That condition is false, so this body will be skipped. This 10th line will be skipped, executing else part, then printing not eligible to vote. So we can just execute this program. See, it is asking for the value, we are giving 20. Okay, see, when the value of age is greater than 18, it is printing eligible to vote. When the value of age we are giving 15, so it is printing not eligible to vote. Okay, so students, next program is program 9.5 in the textbook, page number 170. So in that page number 170, there is a question to find or to determine if an entered number is even or odd. So we need to give a number to this program. Means this program will have an input. So see, int n is declared as the parameter. So while executing this program, we can give the value for this n. We are going to check this n is even number or odd number. So when suppose we are giving the number 10, okay, we need to check this even, the 10 is even or odd. So how we will check? We will divide it with 2. So it will be 5 into 2, 10. So see, the remainder is 0. Okay, so for even numbers, the remainder will be 0 after dividing with 2. Okay, then what about odd number? See, 9 is an odd number. We are going to divide by 2. So 4 into 2 will be 8, remainder will be 1. See, remainder is a non-zero value. isn't it? If we divide 5 is a odd number as we know, then we are dividing with 2 into 2 will be 4, remainder will be 1. See, only for even numbers the remainder we are getting as 0. See, we are dividing n. If you are giving the value 10 to this variable n, then n modulus 2 means 10 modulus 2 is equal to 0, means this modulo operator will take the remainder. Okay, so n modulus 2 will be, so value of n will be 10, then this condition will be 10 modulus 2 equal to 0. So this operator will give the result of this operation as the remainder. What is the remainder of 10 modulus 2? 0. So condition will be 0 equal to 0. So this one is true. 0 is equal to 0 actually. So condition is true. Okay. So when the condition will become true? When n has an even number, isn't it? When this condition will become false? When n has an odd number. 9 modulus 2 will be, the remainder will be 1, isn't it? So 1 not equal to 0. So this condition is false. Okay, like that this program is working. Then when the value of n is an even number, this condition is true. So body of the if will be executed. So it will print 10 is an even number. Then this line will be skipped at that time. When condition is false, the 10th line will be skipping, executing only else part, which is printing n is an odd number. So that is how we can find entered number is an odd number or even number. You could understand. So students, next program 9.6 in page number 171. So you can refer the textbook while you watching this video. So it will be beneficial for you. Okay, program 9.6 in page number 171. Okay students, in this program we need to determine an entered character is in uppercase or lowercase. So this program will find an entered character. Entered character means this program will have an input that will be ch, that will be stored in the variable ch. Okay, so this ch will receive the value which is entering by the user. Then we are checking that entered character is in uppercase or lowercase. So students, before checking like that, we need to check that the entered character is an alphabet or not, isn't it? When the user is entering an alphabet, then only we needed to check is it in uppercase or lowercase. What if the user is entering in a non-alphabet character, isn't it? So at that time we don't need to check whether it is uppercase or lowercase. Now it will be easy. Okay, see, so what we want to check that we will give a character value to this variable ch, any character value. See, this @ symbol is a character, isn't it? This @ symbol is a character, then capital A is a character, then small a is a character. Okay, then what else? The digit is also a character. Okay, so all these values we can give to this variable ch. When we want to check the entered number is an uppercase or lowercase, when the user has entered an alphabet, then only we need to check. So this condition will check the entered character belongs to alphabet or not. Okay, this condition will give a true result only when the user entering an alphabet. Otherwise this selected condition will give a false result. So when this condition false, else part will be executed. It will be printing entered character is not an alphabet. Okay. Students, suppose we are going to give a value h. Okay, h will be copied to the variable ch, isn't it? So ch will be, so we can write ch will be, ch has the value h, capital H. So students, capital H will be capital H will be greater than A and less than Z, isn't it? Actually capital H is greater than capital A and less than capital Z. So this condition, so see that condition we have written here. Capital H contains in this variable ch, so that ch is greater than A actually. Then this ch has the capital H, that capital H is less than Z, capital Z. So this condition gives the result true, and this expression also gives true. And when logical AND operator has two true result, this logical AND operator will give true. Okay, then coming to next condition. So in this condition, ch greater than or equal to small letter a will give false result. Okay, then ch less than or equal to z will also give false result. So what will happen when a logical AND operator, here this one is logical AND operator. So when this logical AND operator has a two false result, this logical AND operator will give false, isn't it? So the result of this one will be false. Then students, then next this will check. See this logical OR operator. Next operation will be logical OR operation. See this logical OR operator has two result, two values. One is true and the second expression is false. So when logical OR operator has one true and false, the result will be true. Okay, understood? So that's how we are checking the entered character is alphabet or not. Okay, so the entered character H is an alphabet. So this expression from this expression or this condition for the if gives true result. So condition, when the condition of the if is true, which means we can execute body of the if, isn't it? So this body will be executed. What is that body? Again an if statement, nested if. Okay, so this nested if has a condition ch greater than a, logical and ch less than z. So h is greater than a, that is true. This relational expression will give true result. Then second relational expression ch less than or equal to z, h is less than z, so this also gives true result. And this logical operator has two true, so this logical operator will give true result. So we can execute the body of the if. So what it will print? It will print entered character is in uppercase, and this statement will be skipped, isn't it? And what about the statement? This also will be skipped because the condition of this if is true, so this else part will be skipped. So this, when we give h, the value h to the variable ch, it will print entered character is in uppercase. Okay, then we can give another value. Suppose we are giving the asterisk symbol to this character ch. So when this character ch has an asterisk symbol, what will happen? We can see. So ch greater than or equal to a, so this will give false result. Okay, then ch less than or equal to z. So students, we are going to give the value asterisk symbol to this variable ch. Okay, so ch will have the value asterisk, then we are going to execute each condition. See, then according to Java, the value of asterisk symbol or this kinds of operator will be less than the alphabet, whether it is a or z, isn't it? So this asterisk symbol has a lesser value than the alphabets. So coming to execute each statement, so ch greater than or equal to a will give false result, isn't it? So this condition will give this expression, this relational expression will give false. Then ch less than or equal to z, so this one is true, ch is less than capital Z, so this one gives true result. Then ch greater than or equal to small letter a, ch has a lesser value than small letter a, so this one will be false. Then ch less than or equal to capital Z, the value of ch which is star is less than small letter z, that is true. Then C, for logical AND operator has one false and one true, so result will be false. Then here also this logical AND operator has one false and true, so result will be false. Then see, this operator gives, this logical OR operator has true, two false, so this also gives false. So condition of this if is false, so this entire statements gives false result. Okay, so what we can what will happen, so this statement, the body of this if will be skipped, then executing else part, printing ended character is not an alphabet. So this is how this program works. I hope you could understand. So students, next program, this program will check ended character is vowel or consonant, the program 9.7 in page number 172. So in this program we will give a character to the variable ch. We need to check that ch is a vowel or consonant. So for this program also we need to check the ended character is alphabet or any other character. Okay, whether is it alphabet or any other type of character. If it is alphabet, then only we will check whether it is vowel or consonant. So this condition, as we discussed from the previous program, so this condition in the first if will check for the alphabet or not. So when the ended character is alphabet, this condition, this entire expression will give true result, so we can execute body of the outer if. So this, the inner if and else will be the body of the outer if. So when this condition is true, means when ch has an alphabet, the value alphabet, this condition will be true, so this body will be executed. Then, so what is the body of the inner if? One more if else statement. Then see, what is the condition of the inner if? So this inner if will check for the vowel. See, ch is equal to a, logical or ch is equal to e, ch is equal to I, o, u, then small letter a, small letter e, small letter I, o, u. So when any of this relational expression evaluates to true, then this entire expression will give true result, isn't it? If any of this relational expression gives true result, then the entire expression will give true result. So we can check how. Suppose we are giving the value a, capital, or let it be, or we can give a capital A to this variable ch. So what will happen? Then this condition will give true result because it is an alphabet. Then executing this statement, okay, checking the condition of the inner if. So ch has the value capital A, so this condition will be true and this condition will be false, and remaining all the conditions will be false. How? ch has the value a and it is comparing with the o, so this will be false and this will be false, and remaining all the expressions, the relational expression will be false. Then This logical OR operator has two results, true and false. So it will give true, isn't it? And see, then this logical operator will have the value true. Okay, which true? This true. This true will be given to the given as the first result for first result as the second true operator, isn't it? Then the input of this logical OR operator will be this true true value and this false value, isn't it? So this logical operator will give true result. Similarly the at the end the result of this expression, the result of this entire expression will be true, isn't it? So which means we can execute body of the inner if. What it will print? Ended character is a vowel, isn't it? So then these two statements will be skipped when these two conditions are true. Suppose we are giving a consonant value to the variable ch. We can give a consonant value, suppose h. H is not a vowel, it is consonant, so definitely which will be printed? It will print this else part will be executed. As we know, it will print ended character is a consonant, isn't it? So we can check how it will work. Definitely the first condition of the first if will give true result because h is an alphabet. Then executing this statement, so what will happen? Ch has the value h, so this will be false, this will be false, the entire expression will be false, isn't it? Entire expression will give false result. So the body of the inner if will not execute, will be skipped, and executing else part and printing ended character is a consonant. So this is how this program is working. Then students, the final program from this topic, program 9.8, we need to check an entered number is okay. Just before we need to execute this program. Okay, we haven't executed, so we can give h, okay, capital H. Then as we know, this program will print ended character is a consonant, isn't it? So printing ended character is a consonant. Then when we give an alphabet which is I, okay, so as we know, I is a vowel, see, printing ended character is vowel. Okay, then next program we can discuss program 9.8, checking ended number is a bus number or not. So as you know, bus number means, so a number which is divisible by 7, a number which is divisible by 7 will be bus number, and the number which is ending by 7 will be bus number. Okay, so how can we check that a number is a bus number? Suppose 49 is completely divisible by 7. How? See, when we divide 49 by 7, it will be 7 into 7, 49. So remainder will be 0. Then we will take 35. So we dividing with the 7, it will be 5. Then 35, 0. So see, the remainder is 0 for 35 and 49. Means 30, we can divide, both 35 and 49 are completely divisible by 7. That's why we are getting the remainder 0. Then if you take another number 30, okay, so dividing by 2, then what will be the result? So 28, remainder will be 2. See, so we can say 49 and 35 are bus numbers. Then all the numbers which is ending by 7, okay, all the numbers which is ending by 7 will be bus numbers. All these are bus numbers. Okay, so the numbers which satisfies either these two conditions. Two conditions are when it is completely divisible by 7, that is best number. When it is ending with 7, that is also best number, bus number. Okay, so this logic we are going to apply. So if a number is completely divisible by 7, the remainder will be 0. That's we are checking in this condition num modulus 7 is equal to 0. Then num modulus 10 will retain the last digit. Okay, so if you are checking 17 divided by 10 will be 10 into 1 will be 10. See, the remainder will be 7. So we are getting the remainder by using modulo operator. So this is how we are checking the entered number is bus number or not. I hope you could understand. So we can give a value, we can give 49, so bus number. So we can give a number which is ending by 757. Okay, see, not a bus number. Sorry, here num modulus 10 should be 7. Okay, if num modulus 10 will be 7, when we divide 17 by 10, 10 into 1 will be 10, the remainder will be 7. So in this condition we are checking the remainder is 7 or not. So this operation will retain the remainder which will be 7. Okay, so we can check once again. So definitely 57 is a bus number. Okay, so we can give 57. See, printing bus number. So this is known as bus number. Bus number will be the number which is divisible by 7. So 70 will be divisible by 7. So 70 is a bus number, isn't it? So then the other number 7. So it is ending with 7. So definitely this number will be bus number. Okay, see, bus number. So I hope you could understand the if else statement. If you have any doubt, you can just send message. Okay students, thank you.